All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. We are on day number 3, the second day of drag racing here at TX2K25, brought to us by our friends at Summit Racing Equipment here at Texas Motorplex. On behalf of everybody of the TX2K family, as well as everyone here at Texas Motorplex, we appreciate all of you joining us here for day number 3. For those of you that have already been here for the first 2 days, we will ask that you please rise, remove your headgear, as we will honor the man who unfortunately is not here with us this year. He is here in spirit, unfortunately not on the racetrack where we always expect to see him, TJ Bailey. We miss you. We wish you were here, sir. We feel your presence, but miss your smile, miss your dedication, miss your sense of strength, making everybody feel at home here at Texas Motorplex. We are doing this entire event in honor of TJ and his family, so if you would please join me in a moment of silence for TJ Bailey. All right, drivers, let's make it happen today for TJ. Everybody on site, thank you so much for being part of Thursday here at TX2K 2025. We will get started with heavyweight. So I have called heavyweight to the lanes. Heavyweight, if you're not in the lanes, you're late. Heavyweight, I need you now. Heavyweight. I have also called X58. X58 lanes 3 and 4, please. X58. X58 lanes 3 and 4. I will also take GTR Unlimited. GTR Unlimited. To lane 5, I will take GTR 68, GTR 68, lane 6. Shout out to all the great media that are here. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate all of you. Special shout out to my friend Sean. I know him and his father are here. Thank you for being here. Thanks to the 1320 video crew for being here. We appreciate Kyle and his great crew. You see him down there on the starting line as we will get started here with heavyweight. Ladies and gentlemen, first pair out of the water. Travis Lamb, Jeffrey Mall. Mall, left-hand side, the supercharged 4-door 67 Nova. It's got the late model LS underneath the hood. It is a multi-time drag and drive runner. Travis Lamb, right-hand side, the late model Camaro. Both of them off and rolling, 940 at 146 for Mall. Travis goes 935 at 151 miles an hour in the Camaro. For those of you that are joining us on FloRacing, thank you so much for being part of day number 3, day number 2 on the drag strip for drag racing action. Yesterday we went into roll racing to get the fields qualified. Roll racers, we will have your ladders posted on the board at the front of the lanes by lane number 1 here in just a few minutes. So we appreciate your patience on that. Bo Gentile coming up next, left-hand side. The white Challenger will line up against the Camaro of Todd Fulmer, right-hand side. And our previous pair completing the run. That'll bring up our next pair, William White. Robert Morehouse next. William White, right-hand side, that is the Camaro. He's staging up on the right-hand side, the Toyota side of the racetrack. Left side, the Lupe Tortilla lane. The Challenger of Robert Morehouse out of California. Drivers in lanes 3 and 4 in the X58 class, start suiting up, please. Drivers in X58, start suiting up, please. Once again, I have called X58 lanes 3 and 4. I have called GTR Unlimited lane 5, GTR 68 to lane 6. The reason of the red light there, William White did not get staged in time. Once you have 3 lights lit, auto start takes over and you get 7 seconds to get in. It keeps the other driver from getting burned down on the starting line. So Robert will get a single pass. He goes 870 to 157 on the Challenger left side. And it looks like William White is going to go right on the side of it and goes right into the wall as it has a lot of fluid come out of it. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, please stay where you are. We do not need anybody else getting on the starting line so we can get our safety crews as well as our track crews up there. So if you are not part of the Texas Motorplex or TX2K crew, please stay where you are. We do not need anybody else in that area so we can try to get William out of that vehicle, make sure that we get things cleaned up as quickly and safely as possible. So it looks like it might have pushed some coolant out of it, either that or in the ice tank, but either way, the car immediately went left as it spun hard off the starting line, and William did all he could to keep it off the wall, and thankfully it was not worse, but still, unfortunately, getting into it, and you can see his frustration as he gets out of the car. Thankfully, the driver is okay, but hate to see that happen. So we will be down here for a little bit.
To Cassie and the boys in the Bailey family to help take care of
All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, do appreciate the fact that everybody stayed out of the way so we were able to get after this cleanup. Hopefully not down.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oil's 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower, free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology, the same friction reducer used by top racers, designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oil's 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower, free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology, the same friction reducer used by top racers, designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
GTR Unlimited lane 5, I will take GTR 68. GTR 68 to lane 6. And once again, folks, please make sure during your day today, there's going to be lots of great action going on the racetrack. We should have somewhere between 2 to 3 sessions, depending on how many people show up and how smoothly everything goes. Let's hope this is the get the one issue out of the way early, so everything else goes smoothly. Just trying to keep positive outlook. Please make sure you go out and say hi to all of the great companies that are here on site for TX2K. All right, while we are still cleaning things up, racers, if you have not been through tech inspection yet, tech is open. It is the trio of white tents that is located behind the last section of the main grandstand on the left-hand side of the racetrack. If you go through the area where our sponsors and concessionaires are, you'll see the orange cones as well as 3 tents that are all stitched together. And that is where tech inspection is, and they will get you taken care of. Please make sure you bring all your safety equipment with you, and they will get you taken care of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue to work on the racetrack, I have a special guest up here in the tower, our presenting sponsor, Summit Racing Equipment, Tommy, guy that I'm normally used to seeing, Tommy Dupree from Summit Racing Equipment. He is a drag and drive enthusiast. Actually, he's just an overall enthusiast. I think you pretty much have some motor oil in your veins somewhere, but normally Tommy and I get to see each other on drag and drive events where we do a equal amount of racing on the track as well as driving on the street from track to track, but he gets to stay grounded this time. He actually gets to go to the exact same spot every day for 7 days. But Tommy, this is not your first time or Summit's first time being involved in TX2K. If you can tell the folks here while we continue to work on the racetrack, what does it mean to have Summit as part of TX2K? And tell us about some of the interactions you've had with enthusiasts here as we get into day number 3.
Out already with safety equipment, fittings, anything they might need to keep them racing this weekend. A lot of guys show up and might forgot their helmet and realize the helmet was out of date or something like that. So that's kind of the main focus here. We also have a ton of merch over there as the presenting sponsor for the event. We do have some Summit co-branded TX2K merch over there. And we have hats, we have, oh my God, tumblers, we have hoodies, we have all kinds of stuff over there, cooler bags. Stop by and see us. But we're very happy to be involved in this event. We do a lot of different style motorsports events, but this one is one of the biggest ones for us. So we're definitely happy.
Now, you did happen to mention your unique merchandise. Now, I know you guys do a lot of stuff throughout the year, obviously. We talked about drag and drive. Obviously, you guys do a lot of stuff with drag racing, but you and I have talked about the fact that you've done some off-road stuff. You've done a little bit with the show circuit and so forth. One of the biggest things that I think people need to know about that is really more of a drag and drive kind of kudo, so to speak, but it is playing into your other avenues, and that is your semi-rig that you have over there. It is part of the event, but embracing it, as Tommy mentioned, with not just hats and t-shirts, but also really cool mugs that they're doing with the TX2K25 logo and, of course, Summit's logo. Tommy, thanks for coming up, spending some time to talk to us. Obviously, from I don't want to speak for Peter, but you are just one of the reasons that events like this are able to continue, and we appreciate Summit's support, not just for this, but a lot of the enthusiast events that happen around the country, basically, not just the United States, but around the country, to allow enthusiasts to come out and do this. So thank you so much for being part of TX2K.
Absolutely, Derek. Thank you to Derek, to Peter, to Seth, all the people that make this event happen. This is one of the hugest events that we do throughout the year, one of the biggest attendance, and definitely some of the most awesome cars in racing we see all year long. So we're very happy to be a part of it. We want to continue the partnership. Come by and see us. If we can help you with anything whatsoever, we'll be glad to help.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Dupree from Summit Racing Equipment. Again, their rig with the blue awning is located right behind the main section of grandstands. They are very easy to find, and as he mentioned, if God forbid you find yourself in need of parts, they are doing an overnight run each and every night to go to their location less than an hour from here. So you're not out of it. Make sure you go over and see our friends at Summit, and they'll get you squared away. Tommy, again, thanks for coming up. We appreciate it. We will be back on the racetrack here for As I mentioned earlier, our friends at 1320 Video are here. Sean is here with his dad shooting. There are so many great people that come out each and every year to TX2K, and we appreciate each and every one of them because they manage to get the photos that become memories, ladies and gentlemen. The time slips and the trophies and the checks, those are great, don't get me wrong, but the photography is really what reminds you of what happens at events like this. So on behalf of everybody here at Texas 2K, we do appreciate each and every one that comes out to cover media for this event. It means much more than we can ever possibly tell you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. I have called the following classes. I have called heavyweight. Obviously, we've been running those. Heavyweight, we still have lanes open for you if you can get here in the next couple minutes. Heavyweight, we still have you under the tower, so if you can get here in the next couple minutes, we will run you heavyweight lanes 1 and 2. X58 lanes 3 and 4, please. X58 lanes 3 and 4. GTR Unlimited, lane 5. GTR Unlimited, lane number 5. GTR 68, lane 6. GTR 68, lane number 6. Now those classes I have called. I have called my first 4, and I am now going to add number 5, and it is going to be our second largest class, DCT, the dual clutch transmission class, DCT. I need you to lanes 9 and 10, please. DCT, your first call. I'll take you to lanes 9 and 10, please. DCT, I will take you to lanes 9 and 10, please. All right, drivers, listen up, please. Drivers, listen up, please. I do have an announcement. While we are getting things ready to go, though, FloRacing putting the run order up on the screen. We will stay with the run order that we did on our first day of qualifying. We will start with heavyweight. That's what's coming up next. Then X58 will follow. GTR Unlimited. GTR 68, that's the 68mm limited class. DCT, the dual clutch transmission class. That's the latest class I have called to the lanes. Then following them will be Exhibition, 2JZ versus the World, Streetcar and Stick Shift. Now, Exhibition, 2JZ versus the World, Streetcar and Stick Shift, I have not called you to the lanes yet, just merely listing the order we will run it. We will follow the same run order as we did on Tuesday. And unless something changes, we should stay on that run order for Saturday. I will update you, obviously, as we go through. All right, drivers getting warmed back up. Mike Washington standing in the position that you want the drivers to be in, telling them, hey, let's go. Let's put him in the water box. That's exactly what he does. He says, let's put him there. Let's make some smoke. Let's make some clouds. Let's send cars down the racetrack. Jerry Grimes, Jay Curry will come up next. Grimes is currently on the sheet at a 1091. at 157 miles an hour. So obviously that Challenger's got a lot left in it. He just did not have the best start. So a pair of Mopar. Jerry Grimes in the Challenger left side. Jay Curry right-hand side in the Charger. The red Charger with a little bit of carbon fiber accented on the fenders. Jay is out of, I believe, Louisiana. Let me take a look. So Jay Curry right-hand side, the Skogadicki Parts Center back right. The Hellcat Charger will stage up for his first lap at the racetrack. Left side, Jerry Grimes looking to improve in the Mississippi-based Challenger from his 1091 pass. We have green lights. And it looks like Jerry Grimes is once again having problems off the starting line right-hand side on a good lap. And we'll go 860. And that should move Jay Curry all the way up to the number 3 spot. So unfortunately for Jerry Grimes, he will stay at the 1091 as he continues to battle problems off the starting line. Again, all these cars a minimum 4,000-pound weight. If you are running a supercharger or a turbocharger with nitrous as a second power adder, it adds another 200 pounds. So they have to go to 4,200. And again, these vehicles must scale after each and every run. Otherwise, they are subject to disqualification. So it looks like both are challengers on the starting line here, Kevin Van Voris and Chris Bailey. Chris out of Bailey's Performance. Bailey's High Performance out of Fort Worth, Texas, right-hand side, the Demon, that's the red car. Will stage up against Kevin Van Voris, also out of Texas from Amarillo. In the Challenger, the black car on the left side. As both of them getting staged up. We're good. And off the starting line they go. Chris with the much better 60-foot. And he's going to stretch this. 788 at 178 miles an hour. For Chris Bailey, improving on the 848 at only 145 he laid down 2 days ago, and that'll keep him in the number 1 spot. Van Voris goes 968 at 131, and that'll put him on the sheet in the number, looks like the number 11 or number 12 spot. Get into X58 as they continue to work on that left-hand side. Here comes the Trackhawk. The Hellcat. Trackhawk right-hand side of Adam Schindler. He's out of Maryland. He's currently qualified at 863 for the all-wheel drive Trackhawk. Gets aggressive with it off the starting line, 142 on the 60-foot, and it is digging with all four wheels, 851 at 166 miles an hour for Adam Schindler. That improves by over a tenth of a second from his previous pass. Came in with an 863 and now goes 851, and that will move him up to the number 3 qualified spot. Carter and Nguyen coming up right-hand side, has not made a shot yet and lays down a really good one, 837 at 163 miles an hour for the Challenger Hellcat on the right-hand side, and that 837 will put him all the way up to the number 2 spot, right behind Bailey's 788. I believe that will officially wrap up heavyweight class. We're going to touch the racetrack up a little bit for X58, as well as touch up the remainder of the cleanup on the left-hand side of the racetrack, folks. So just give us a few minutes. We should be back to action in X58, our second class. If you have time and you want to go ahead and stretch your legs, go over and visit the TX2K merchandise booth, the apparel booth. It's located right next to the grandstands as you walk towards the concession area, go past the black trailer, and you will see the white tent right there. You can grab the roll racing or the drag racing rag. We only live once. Grab both shirts. Both designs are still available. Go over and grab your size, as well as hats and hoodies and a whole bunch of other great stuff from TX2K25 is available. Go grab it while you can before they sell out of what you might want.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils, 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve-train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion, a background in drag racing, and a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils, 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
The Orlando, Florida 5th gen Toyota goes 885 at 166, 888, 154 for Tom Wrigley in the M2 BMW. That is an improvement for Wrigley as well, who went 901 yesterday. So Adams moves to the number 10 spot, Wrigley number 11. Burnouts completed on our next one. Anthony Mall, William Calhoun. Calhoun, who has made more runs on this racetrack than practically anybody else. He made 3 on Tuesday and then made 14 during roll racing yesterday. So he's definitely getting his money worth being double entered. The Purple People Eater BMW right-hand side out of League City, Texas. Anthony Mall on the super left side is out of Orlando, Florida. Part of the Titan group. Right side, Calhoun makes the move first. Mall's going to give chase. Might catch him by the top end, but no, the BMW will stay in front. 1038, 134 for Calhoun. 995, 143 for Anthony Mall in the Florida-based Supra. As we will move another BMW and Toyota matchup to the starting line. BMW right side, Toyota Supra left side. Left side is Johnny Brower. Brower making the trip from Massachusetts on the East Coast. Staging up the Supra on the left-hand side. That's the gray car. Right-hand side, Nero Delawala out of Orlando, Florida. In the BMW M3, I like to call Cheese Whiz color. I did not actually ask him if it is called Cheese Whiz. It's probably something like Competition Orange, and I didn't mean to insult him, but I just say it looks like Cheese Whiz. I have not had a good run with Cheese Whiz, by the way, if I use it to describe a color. Most drivers are not happy with Cheese Whiz. Both of them staged and get the green light. Nero out first, Johnny giving chase. Watching it on the FloRacing live stream as the Toyota tries to keep it close and will get out in front as Nero lifts off the gas. 987 at 146 for Johnny Brower to get him on the sheet. Nero goes 1076 at just 98 miles an hour, was already qualified with a 913, so may not have liked the run, tried something different in the tune-up, and just got out of the gas early. The 8th mile split made it look like he was on his way to a high 9-second pass, so well off his pace from 2 days ago. So this class is a 16-car class, and now we have 17 as we have had some new names added to the sheet. So the bump spot officially is now a 1038. You see it at the top end scoreboards. That's the number you need to run quicker than to get into the qualified field, and obviously that number is going to continue to change as we get new entries up here. Now the cars on the starting line have already gotten into the field, and both of them with pretty solid runs. Christian Torres left-hand side, and Tabitha Shirk right-hand side. Tabitha out of Connecticut in the red, white, and black accented Supra. Qualified with an 841 left side. Christian Torres out of North Carolina. That is the gray-silver car. They qualified with an 826. Right side has problems. Christian Torres will log on at 829 at 170, right in line with the 826 at 170. So Christian will stay qualified in the number 3 spot. Tabitha rolls through to a 1367 run, so Tabitha will stay in the same spot she was, number 5. We will have a new entry left side and an existing qualified hot rod right side. Attention to the bits, attention to the bits. Once again, that black Ram pickup truck with a trailer on it is still blocking spot number 63. We're surprised that this one hasn't been moved. If it hasn't been moved shortly, we're going to send the wrecker over there to take care of it for you. The aluminum trailer Texas tag 202-621 M as in Mary. Once again, Texas trailer tag 202-621 M as in Mary, and it is attached to a black Ram pickup truck. If you do not move it from spot 63, we will move it for you. It brings up Justin Lazares and Nick Foteas. And Nick, right side, is currently qualified in the number 4 spot with a 837 at 169. Justin Lazares, left side, out of Massachusetts, has not made a pass yet, so he will get on the qualifying sheet this time. Both of them move off the tree about the same time. Right side's quicker off the line. But Lazares gets around and goes 797 at 179 miles an hour. An 830 at 166 for Nick. And that's an improvement on the 837. But now our second car in the 7s. And Justin will go to the number 2 qualifying spot, just 400ths of a second behind Jacobs, who came in on the 793.
These cars were running 9s a couple years ago, Derek.
Yeah, I remember when you and I were talking about the fact that some of these cars were in like the 850s to 820s, and it's considered like mind-numbing, and now you have 2 cars in the 790 range. Just insane. Lorenzo Gentry and Rick Fisher next. Fisher right-hand side in the gray BMW. He is out of Valley Stream, New York, and currently qualified in the number, let's see here. He is in the number 9 spot at 851. Peter, that should give you an idea based on what you just said. An 851 is good enough for number 9 right now. Actually, he may not be able to hear me based on the music level and the cars being next to him. So, Lorenzo Gentry, left side, waiting patiently in the white BMW M240i out of Colorado. He's currently qualified with an 847 at 164, and that puts Gentry in the number 8 spot. So this is number 8 qualified car
courtesy
left side,
stage.
right side, and we need to back up the right-hand side. For
Come on, guys. If you're a racer, you got a courtesy stage.
Left side off the mark first, as Fisher has problems. Gentry on another 8-second time slip and goes 883 at 158. 931 at 166 for Fisher after being a little slow out of the gate. Battle will end off this qualified session of X58. Left-hand side, James Nguyen waiting patiently in the Texas-based Supra. Might send him on a single here.
All right, like I was saying, George Dodworth broke the Nissan R35, the latest generation world record, both ET and mile an hour on Tuesday. Ran a 6.48 at 232. He's trying to take the world's quickest Nissan Skyline GTR record, which is a 637. The 637, though, was run by, I think it's an R33 in Australia, but that car's got a TH400, not even the Nissan transmission. So I consider George's car, built by T1 Race Performance, to be the quickest and fastest true Nissan GTR in the world. He's going to be the first car coming up here in the left lane shortly. As soon as we get done with X58, this is the last car to go down. We're going to do some work on the track. In track prep terms, we say they're going to take the track down. That means it's a little too sticky for the GTRs because they have an on-off clutch for the first 100 feet or so, and then it's got a dead stick after that. This team prepped it like that for the GTRs on Tuesday, and it works well. So we'll see what he's got up his sleeve today. And the right lane's going for the record for the world's slowest quarter-mile pass in an M3. He may succeed. Obviously had some problems in the right lane and could not make a full pass.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up X58. As Peter mentioned, we are going to go into GTR Unlimited next. So the tractor out there to add a little bit of rubber as well as knock down the VHT glue level so the cars will be able to make better launches off the starting line. And you see the qualified field right now on the FloRacing live stream. You can see where we currently stand after 4 qualifying sessions. X58 now with 2 cars in the 790 range. Matt Meadows leading, Justin Lazares in number 2 with a 797. That's followed by the 806 in number 3. So the X58 class has moved up significantly over the last couple of years. There's now 2 cars in the 790s as you see the remainder of.
Yeah, so for TX2K, we have 2 rotators. We have Mickey Thompson Tires, our official tire provider and long-term sponsor of TX2K. They bring us all the tires we use on these rotators. We have 2 static drags and a bunch of other equipment to keep the racing going as fast as possible.
And as Peter mentioned, Mickey Thompson Tires and Wheels on site with one of their semi-rigs. So for all your traction needs, go over and see Mickey Thompson. They brought out one of their full rigs with tire mounting and balancing equipment. So if you find yourself in need of traction from your vehicle, we obviously got the track tuned up. Make sure you go over and visit the fine folks at Mickey Thompson Tires. It's the big black trailer located in the manufacturer midway.
For those of you that have never seen these cars go down the track, it's a treat, man. They're a lot of fun to watch, and you've got 2 very quick cars coming up. George Dodworth in the left lane, and Ryan, I think that's Ryan Zahler in the right lane. T1 Race in the left, Grade A Garage in the right. Both sponsors of TX2K.
So Ryan Zeller and George Dodworth will get us started, ladies and gentlemen. All eyes watching left-hand side, as a lot of people may have missed the initial record shot that was made on Tuesday. Left-hand side, as Peter mentioned, the record holder now. So Dodworth left-hand side.
It's kind of loud down here, Derek.
So George Dodworth left-hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, as you look at all the people coming up, might be witnessing history. Peter's got the best spot in the house right down there on top of the center section. He will line up against Ryan Zeller out of New Hampshire. Ryan currently qualified at 722 right-hand side. At 199, he's in the number 2 spot, but all eyes left side. George Dodworth, the Pennsylvania-based record holder, ran 6:48 at 2:32 2 days ago. What can he lay down right here? .114 to the 60-foot for George, right in the center. How about 640? He lays it down and knocks off 0.08 of a second, a new world record at 234 miles an hour. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, setting the record even lower.
How about another world record for George Dodworth? T1 Race, they're only 3/100ths off of the all-Nissan Skyline GTR world record. They just reset their personal best and the world record they hit on a Tuesday. The bar has been set even higher now, 640 at 234. T1 Race Performance and George Dodworth. Holy cow. Told y'all that would be a fun one.
So watching the replay on FloRacing, sorry, we were trying to take care of something up here in the tower, but my goodness. Just laying down an amazing shot. As Peter said 2 days ago, he had not sat in that car for several months, possibly upwards of a year, and laid down a 648 at 232 and then comes out right out of the box 2 days later and knocks almost 1/10 of a second off that record time, and it's just 300ths away from the all-time.
Track is good, but for the racers, I'm telling y'all, when that heat of the day kicks in, it's going to be over 80 degrees. Probably feels like temps in the 90s. the track starts getting slick. So make sure for those classes coming up a little bit later that you got to tune in to get you A to B, maybe A to B plus, but you got to be able to make it down the track and get a good enough time to get into the ladders. And then, of course, when the sun starts going down, the temps drop, the track gets super, super tight again.
Watching it one more time on the FloRacing instant replay, just absolutely amazing, keeping that car nice and straight. As I mentioned, the incrementals 114.8 to the 60-foot, 428.8 at 185 to half track, and then going through the quarter at 6.407 at 234.08 miles an hour. And Peter, here's the other thing to keep in mind. It was done at 1,800 feet of density altitude, so not anywhere near sea level conditions.
1,800 feet of DA. That would have been the record with anything closer to zero.
Absolutely.
Which, by the way, I don't consider the other car a record car. It's got a TH400 transmission. That's not a true Nissan Skyline GTR. I know the Aussies are going to give me a hard time, but I think George and T1 have the world record.
All right, attention in the pits, attention in the pits. My final call for DCT. Final call, DCT. I will take you now. Final call, DCT. Lanes 9 and 10, please. Final call, DCT. Lanes 9 and 10. I'll take Exhibition. Exhibition, lanes 1. Exhibition. Exhibition class, lane 1. I'll take 2JZ versus the world. 2JZ versus the world, lane 2. 2JZ versus the world. 2JZ versus the world, lane number 2. Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. My first call for streetcar 749 and quicker. Again, not all streetcars. We need streetcars 7.49 seconds and quicker only to lanes 5 and 6. Again, streetcar 749 and quicker only, lanes 5 and 6. And looks like we are shut off here for a minute. Looks like we might have something at the top end. We're just double checking before we send our next pair. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are on hold just for clearing a car at the top end. That is what the delay is for. So hopefully it should only be just another couple of minutes, and then we will be good to send the next pair. But again, while we are tending to a car and or driver at the top end, when we do not have our top end crew and EMT crew at full capacity to pay attention to the next pair of cars coming, we put everything on hold. So that is why we have the delay. So hopefully just a few minutes.
So sorry, I haven't been paying attention to what you've been saying, Derek, but what's the update? Okay, I'll give one. So world records are really expensive because I think George is having a small little smoky fire issue at the end. That's what the fire crew is tending to. So it sounds like if there's some damage, Tony and his team are going to have some late nights coming up. Tony, you hear that? If there's any work that needs to be done, you guys are going to be working some late nights the next couple days.
Peter, check your phone, please.
Do I have to?
So for those of you that are watching on the live stream, it is definitely a white car turned black at the top end as you see George Dodsworth's car with a lot of fire suppressant on it. So as Peter alluded to just a little while ago while I was up here in the tower taking care of a couple of things, so unfortunately I did not catch exactly what he said, but he did cover the basics, and George looks like he might have some work to do. Unfortunately, the car catching fire, but thankfully driver is okay. That's the important thing. It looks like they might be able to rebuild the car, and he might want to get with Tommy over at Summit Racing Equipment to do a midnight parts run. (10-4). You may have yourselves a few minutes while we get everything figured out here on the racetrack again, ladies and gentlemen. So thankfully George is okay. We just need a little bit of time to get everything loaded up before we get back to action. Once again, a big shout out to the fire, EMT, and safety teams down there at the top end for being right on top of it. We do appreciate their hard work. 7 at 206 for Shep Trans. And an 806 at 164 for Cesar on the opposite side.
That's literally like a jaunt to the grocery store for John Shepard. Car sat down, it went straight, sixes, 206.
Very impressive now. 2 cars in the 6-second range in GTR Unlimited. Attention in the bits, attention in the bits. I will take Streetcar, both my 749 and quicker and 750 and slower classes. So all of Streetcar. Now we will separate you again. Streetcar is going to be separated into 749 and quicker and 750 and slower. But we do have separate lanes for you. I will take all of Streetcar to the lanes, please, now.
And who is that in the right lane, Derek?
That is Javier Maldonado out of Houston. We saw him yesterday.
Also ran a 7.0 at 200 in his Toyota Supra in the 2JZ versus the World class.
And he ran yesterday during the roll race segment in this ride.
Guy's running every day. He's a monster. That's awesome.
And Maldonado having some problems coming off the starting line in the GTR. He qualified in the roll racing segment at 187.38, so he made it into the sport field yesterday. So he will come back to run roll racing tomorrow, but right now, wants to improve on that ET he just laid down, 26-second time slip.
So we got a Don Fike in the left lane, and I believe Dave Rohrsteiner in the right lane. Dave has won TX2K on several occasions.
So I believe that this will be the first pass for both cars, as Fike has not lined up yet. Now, right-hand side has tried to stage, but did not make the run. So is on the sheet, but did not make a run. So both these cars trying to get on the sheet here as we move into the GTR 68 class. Again, GTR 68, you need to make sure you scale, please. At the end of every run, all competitors must scale in GTR 68. And here we go, right-hand side out first. Wiggling a little bit on him, but Rodriguez hanging with it. We'll go 7.08 at 204 miles an hour for Rodriguez. Right-hand side, left-hand side, 842 at 163. And Rodriguez will go to the number 1 spot on the sheet, knocking Christine Dodworth down to number 2. So 7.08 at 204 will be your new number 1 qualifier for the moment. So Rodriguez displaces Christine Dodworth at the top of the sheet. Now our next pair. Tier Nguyen, right-hand side in the Louisiana-based GTR, the 2020 model. That's the kind of medium blue car. It's on the right-hand side of the racetrack. It is dead center on the FloRacing stream. The left-hand side, the blue GTR with the red rims, is David Roschneider. Roschneider is currently qualified in the number 7 spot at 833, 132. Out of the gas early, so obviously a lot left. David moves first. Right side giving chase, gets it away from the center line. And to the top end, 813 and only 130 left side. How about 778 at 193 on the right-hand side for Tier?
Love the flag on the Workhorse Performance car driven by Antonio Di Leonardi. You can't probably tell from the stands, but that's an America flag. Love that. Workhorse Performance, platinum sponsors of ours for many, many years. Antonio's behind the wheel.
So the dark red GTR rolling up left-hand side, that's the Lupe Tortilla lane. Antonio De Leonardo. De Leonardi, left-hand side. The first shot at the racetrack for that car. With the twin chutes, right-hand side, Alfredo Canales, who we saw during the roll racing segment. So again, neither of these cars are qualified yet. They will try to get on the sheet here. Right side has problems out of the gate. Left-hand side, 128.60 foot. Antonio still digging. Will go 841 at just 119 out of the gas early. 1008 at 164 right side. So both those cars will go onto the sheet. So now 14 cars have qualified.
And in the left lane, we have Christine Dodworth, who I believe ran a personal best yesterday. That's right. There's a chick driving the GTR in the left lane.
Now Christine came into this session qualified number 1 with a 716 at 214 miles an hour, displacing her previous best 204 last year. But just got knocked down to number 2 by Rodriguez's 708. So Christine would obviously like to climb back into that number 1 spot. Right side is Leo Ferrari, another driver we saw yesterday during the roll racing segment. The GTR on the right-hand side. Currently qualified with a 770 at 188. And that puts Ferrari in the number 3 spot right behind Christine. Christine is 122 to the 60 foot, gets close to the wall, guides it away, and will go to the finish line. 7 flat with a 2 at 210 miles. Christine's new personal best by over 1/10 of a second, and she will go back to number 1. Just missing the 6-second range. 7 flat with a 2, ladies and gentlemen, at 210.95 miles an hour. Wow, that was absolutely insane. So we saw a couple of cars make personal best runs. We came in with Christine Dotworth qualified number 1 at 7:14 at 2:14. Then getting dispatched by the 708, and then right here, watch it on the FloRacing replay. Look at the right side of your screen, and Christine had to drive it. It got close to the wall and probably scrubbed off just enough that kept Christine from possibly her first ever 6-second run. But still, the 7 flat with a 2 at 210 miles an hour, new personal best, and it puts Christine back in the number 1 spot with 4 rounds of qualifying complete. Very good run there for him. 9:13 at 157 on the opposite side. Here comes our next pair, ladies and gentlemen. Son of Data Boy left-hand side, and Brandon Gauthier right-hand side. Gauthier getting way out of shape and hangs on to it. Data Boy.
Also, media. If you have a media credential, your red vests are at gate 7. Go get your red vest. Don't come up here without one.
All right, while we bring our single up here, this is Christian Ortega out of San Antonio in the GTR. This will be his first shot to make it into the field, the 10th Avenue backed ride. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. I have Chris Bailey's pit that is blocked in by 4 different vehicles. We have a silver Tahoe license plate WFK, so W, F is in Franklin, K is in Kilo. 469 S is in Samuel. I need it moved. I also have a Mitsubishi, black Mitsubishi, tag number O, P as in Paul, 1269, N as in Nancy. I have a Mercedes with an Arizona tag, C as in Cat, V as in Victory, W0286, and a white Ford truck, TZS, Thomas Zebra. Subaru, 674, white Ford truck. I need all those moved. 844, 165 for Christian Ortega. That'll put him in the number 19 spot, right towards the top of the second field. Nino Sata, left-hand side, and Patrick Chu, right side. Both of them on good runs. The Huracan left side, the GTR right side. How about 786 at 179? Right side for Chu and a 768 at 187 for the Lamborghini left side by side. 7-second runs. That puts Chu number 9, and Sata will come up in number 3 in the Lamborghini. Both cars improving from their 8-second passes previously, so they will solidify their spots in the top field. Watch it one more time on the FloRacing replay. Just an absolutely good run for both cars. About the only thing that happened at the top end is right side got a little close to the left side as the parachute kind of made him move around a little bit, but not done intentionally, so we will chalk it up. Some drivers are choosing not to pull the chute because of the amount of wind we're having. Thankfully, it is nowhere near as bad as it has been the last couple days.
Courtesy staging is in effect, y'all. Thank you for stopping them.
Jason Lucas, right-hand side in the purple GTR. Left-hand side is Ayla Galiva. Galiva left first. The last name called it. Leave first. Arrive first. 754 at 192. Say hello to your new #1 qualifier, and you see the crew celebrating as Ayla, 754, 192, 857 on the opposite side for Lucas, and that'll put Lucas in the number 23 spot. Our next pair coming up after their burnouts. The GTR on the right, the R8 on the left, as we come back to the live feed from FloRacing as they show you the replay of the run previous. Right on top of things, we appreciate the great group at FloRacing. Joseph Ahmada, left-hand side, and Edgar Montoya, as we saw both of these drivers in the roll race segment yesterday. Joseph has problems. Edgar pulling hard to the finish line and will go 864 at 161. So Montoya will qualify into the second field. I believe he's number 26. And Joseph will roll through to a 16-second time slip. So we just saw Edgar Montoya, now Eric Montoya doing the burnout on the right-hand side of the racetrack, the Toyota side. The GTR out of Garland, Texas, not currently in the field. And obviously, like I said, we have a lot more competitors here today making qualifying after the first 3 qualifying sessions run on Tuesday. So we will shake the fields up by a bunch. Right now, the bump for the top field being held by Brooke Barini in the Alpha Princess at 818. Just hanging on for dear life in the number 16 spot. So Eric Montoya and Dusty Cummings coming up next in a pair of GTRs here in the DCT class. Dusty is out of Austin, Texas. Not sure if it's Dusty there today or not. The GTR on the left. And Montoya will stage up the GTR on the right. So an all-Texas battle on the starting line. Again, neither car is qualified currently. Left side makes the move first. Dusty with the better 60-foot. And is putting down better numbers heading towards the finish line. 789 at 178. And that'll put Dusty up into the top 16. Right side, Eric Montoya goes 847 at 166, puts him in the number 22 spot. And now Brooke Barini will get knocked out of the top 16, and she goes to the number 17 spot. That brings up our next pair of GTRs, the white one on the left, the blue one on the right. Left side, the Texas-based GTR. It is a brand new entry. I do not have any data on it yet. We need to back up right-hand side, or, well, we want a courtesy stage, ladies and gentlemen. So Hector Tejera will come down right-hand side. Another driver we saw during roll racing. Left side has problems, so
pull over.
Make the shot to the finish.
Okay, drivers, listen up. Pull over if that happens. Pull over to the wall and stop.
1060.
For those of you that don't drag race often, if you launch and your car goes pop and does not drive, that means pull over by the wall, let us come to you. Don't make the decision to drive all the way down the track. Please, drivers, if something breaks, pull over. The worst thing you can do is keep going.
So once again, drivers, while we have a moment, a couple of things that Peter touched on. If you do feel anything, you see anything, smell something that's not right in the car as you come off the starting line, as quickly and as safely as possible, pull over by the wall and stop. Do not pull over by the wall and continue down the racetrack. If you have parts and pieces or fluid coming out of the car, it'll allow us to get things cleaned up and get back underway as soon as possible. Also, it has happened several times. Drivers, please courtesy stage. Drivers, please courtesy stage. Give the other side the chance to stage correctly so we don't have to continue to back cars up.
The other thing I'll say, Derek, is if you do pull over like that white GTR finally did, if they send you on your way, do exactly as they are doing. Drive close to the wall and out of the racing surface groove. So thank you for doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Both of them staged and ready. Right side makes the move first. Duran out in front on the right-hand side and will continue to stay there. 8:13 at 169 for Kelly. And Becca goes 8:66 at 173 as both drivers make full pulls, and it'll improve. Becca's standing from yesterday, and Kelly Duran slots herself into the number 15 spot. Now the bump for the top is an 8:14 for number 16.
Drivers, roll your windows up. Windows up. Roll your windows up. Windows up.
So our next pair out of the water box, and they are getting both of them into the correct position. Joanna Blackwell, right-hand side in the GTR. Left-hand side, the Audi of Juan Guatemala. Joanna not currently on the qualified sheet in the GTR right side. Left-hand side, Juan is on the sheet with a 14-second pass.
Go, Isla, go. Go.
So Blackwell looking to get on the sheet here with the GTR on a solid shot. We'll go 896 at 158. That should put Joanna into the second field. And problems left-hand side for one. And thankfully the driver did not go through the starting line, so we will get them pushed back. Should be just a couple minutes and we're ready to go one more time. Drivers, please be mindful of your crew members, as we did have a couple of crew members right up there on the starting line that were getting their... So Carlos clears the finish line beams. Unfortunately, the 42-second pass is probably not going to get him qualified. Just taking a guess, but we will see him back. Again, this is only shot number 4. We do have the rest of the day today. Following then Saturday, we will do final qualifying, so there is still a good number of chances remaining. As soon as he is cleared off the top end, we will stage up our next pair. A pair of Audi R8s waiting at the ready. Parachutes on both. And our top end crew, Austin down there to meet him. And we have gotten the green light. We've got the top end clear, so we are good to go. Left-hand side, a brand new driver. Don't have any information on it as of yet. Right-hand side is Ryan Daka. Daka out of Oak Ridge, New Jersey. He is currently qualified at 804, 196. That is the number 13 spot for Daka's entry. That top field is becoming a plethora of 7-second time slips, so Daka obviously would like to improve here if he could. Ryan goes 144 on the 60-foot. Left side starts to have problems, and Daka rockets through 754 at 197. He ran an 804 and just knocked a half a second off of it. 754 at 197.56, and that will strengthen Daka's position all the way up to number 1 by just 0.005 of a second. So Ryan Daka, now your new number 1 qualifier in DCT, 754.3. As Galiva, now number 2 at 754.8. And Ricky Crossley is number 3 at 759.2. It is a very stout top 3. Watch it one more time on the Flow Instant Replay. So you make a little bit of a move off the starting gate, but otherwise nice and straight and true for the white Audi. And Ryan Daka goes to the new number 1 spot on that Toyota side with that 754 on the time slip board. Some people call it a scoreboard. I just made up my own name there. Colin Keithley comes up next left side. That is the green GTR. Not currently qualified. Miguel Rosario, right side out of New Jersey, is qualified at 880 at 163 in the TTRS car. Miguel will get there first, 896 at 161. Left side, Colin goes 842 at 170. So Keithley will insert himself into the number 22 spot with that lap. The 896, more than likely, is probably into the bottom part of the second group, if not the third group. Once again, my final call for streetcar. Final call for streetcar. My second call for stick shift. Second call for stick shift, I will take you now. Second call for stick shift. Stick shift, 749 and quicker to lane 9. Stick shift, 750 and slower to lane 10. Streetcar, 749 and quicker to lanes 5 and 6. Streetcar, 750 and slower to lanes 7 and 8. I will take you now. Your final call for streetcar. Second call for stick shift. Our next pair, the Porsche left-hand side. The pinkish-purple GTR on the right-hand side, that's Tyler Bohat. Bohat out of Missouri. We'll make the move off the starting gate first. So far laying down the better incrementals. And Bohat will go through at 849, 173. That should put Tyler into the second field. Left side goes 938 at 157, improving on the run yesterday of a 1425, but Still not enough to get into the second field. Will slot himself into the third field. That brings up Curtis Adams and Tracy Ross next. The Is a Jet tagged Audi R8 out of Texas. That's Tracy Ross left side, the gray car. 858 at 175 so far is Tracy's best. That's in the number 2 field. Curtis Adams out of Corpus Christi in the blue car with the blue bead-locked wheels on the right side, the Toyota side. 768 at 194 so far for Adams. Adams sits in the number 4 spot. Would like to get into the top 3 if he could. Came in the top 3 and has got knocked down a little. It's not going to do it on this one. It's the 60-foot is way slow. The car coming out and having problems, and now will flex muscle. 814 at 199. New top speed for Curtis Adams. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the ET that they wanted. And an 848 at 173. Left side for Tracy Ross. Tracy knocks a full 1/10 of a second off the previous time. So Tracy solidifying themselves in the number 2 field. Brandon Johnson out of North Richland Hills, Texas, comes up next left side, the white R8. Right side, Herminio Feliciano out of Staten Island in the pinkish purple R8. Brandon off the line first, and Herminio having problems off the gate now under full power. We'll go 956 with a lot of speed out the back for the right-hand side after having just a 222 60-foot, goes 171 miles an hour. So Herminio, obviously lots of power left on tap, and that car could very easily be in the bottom 8s, high 7s, but had problems off the starting line. Brandon Johnson on the other side pulls over to the wall and shuts it off, and we do appreciate that. He'll give us a chance to get things taken a look at. It looks like, hopefully, Brandon Johnson in the HTFU special, they're one of our sponsors here on site, is not dripping anything. It looks like the car is clean underneath. So Brandon hopefully will be able to make it to the finish line and turn off, as we will send one of our track assistant four-wheelers down there to give him a push if necessary. And we'll be down here for just a minute or two. All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately the call coming back that we do have some fluid. Not sure quite how much it is yet, but left-hand side does have fluid. So Brandon Johnson, again, thank you for pulling over and stopping. It makes it where it would have been way worse if you would have considered down the middle. But we are going to be on hold for a few minutes. So drivers, you can loosen your chin straps. As soon as I get an update on just how much fluid is on the racetrack, I will update you.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oil's 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Winning doesn't